I mean, women want to have a little bit of what's the word, when you, courtship. Yes, they want you to woo them, you know, they want that.
As for the communication, let's speak a little more during the event. Ask women about them a lot. That's usually, yeah. But also do not interrogate them. Try not to put too much pressure. Let them ask yourself and some questions as well to you. You don't have to ask, sometimes it's not very important to ask very serious questions, even though I told you, have them ready. If you see that that's an important woman, you can ask her, right? Certain very serious things. Tonight you can. But you can ask even just, are you nervous? Just say, oh yeah, I'm also nervous. Have you ever been to this kind of event before? Something very general to start the conversation as well. Because it may just be weird. Do you want to have children? Right?
You know, Ala is so right. I had a woman come to me because this guy was at the table and had just met, right? And she comes to me after he leaves. She's like, John, he's asking me all these questions. He wants to know if we're right together. He's telling me he doesn't have much time and he needs to know now if I can actually marry him. Like if I'd be open to marrying him. And I just met him and she's freaking out. And I'm like, okay, just relax. I'll talk to him. Like, dude, you have to chill. You can't be asking these women, oh, I don't have much time. Can you really be with me? Is this going to work? You just met her. I mean, women want to have a little bit of what's the word, when you, courtship. Yes, they want you to woo them, you know,
like,
they
guys,
want that.
Imagine, we're meeting and I'm asking you, how much money do you have in your bank account? Right, that's a weird question. If there's something very important like living on the farm, just tell them that I live on the farm and I really enjoy it, right?
Tell them.
Just tell them what is important for you. Don't put pressure. Do you want to live on the farm? No. You don't want to hear no at the table that much, right? So it's better not to make those kind of questions. Tell them what you want. Oh, I would love to live all the time in the United States. You can ask them if they visited. Tell them about your country if they didn't know. You know, some of them maybe they have lived there, some visited, some maybe never went. So you can sell your country because it's a great country with lots of things. That's why you live there. That's why there are things that you love about it. So tell them those things. Of course, yeah. With the time, but just to start the conversation, it's better with something very light, very casual, not asking very personal things. A couple of things. You girls, are you coming from work, or how was your day today? What do you think about the venue? Do you like it here? All these things.
About that connection, guys, and a lot of it is nonverbal. A lot of it is body language. A lot of it is eye contact. A lot of it is that little, because when I went up to Tanya at that social, I saw her from across the room, and I'm like, wow, this woman's beautiful. Oh my gosh. And then I got nervous. Heart starts pounding, palms start sweating. I'm like, shit, I'm really nervous. And so I got a bottle of champagne, and I walked over to Tanya's table, and there's like 4 or 5 other women there. And I'm like, hi, I'm glad you came. Got to Tanya. Oh, I'm so glad you came. And I gave her a little champagne, and she just looks at me, she goes, I just came because I had a bad day at work, and I just want to dance with my friends and drink champagne. I'm like, okay, fine. But I gave her champagne, but you know what? There was something in her eye. See right now she's looking at me. Some little thing in her eye that made me think I got to keep coming back, right? And I kept coming back. And then she started to get a little more open. And it's funny because she was also, and this is something too, because some of you guys don't like women who smoke. Well, she was actually smoking a cigarette when I first met her. I know she gets mad when I tell the story. But I said, oh. And I'm like, oh, you smoke. So I said, oh, you smoke. And I go, something like, that's too bad or something like that. You smoke? She goes, no, I don't. I'm like, oh, well, that's good. I'm glad you don't smoke. She's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. But the thing is, many women will smoke just intermittently, socially, things like that. So if you see someone smoking, don't just assume, oh my God, I can never be with this woman because she smokes. Because if I would have assumed that with Tanya, we wouldn't have been together 25 years. That it's been now, right? 25 years ago, guys, I met her at a social. This July will be 25 years. We just celebrated our 22nd year anniversary. So, but I kept coming back, and my gosh, we talked all night after that social. I mean, it was an amazing thing. And I knew that night that we'd get married, right? So it happens, it can happen. But sometimes the body language speaks much more louder than the verbal language. So when she told me, I'm not interested, I'm just here to this. Some of you guys are coming to me, John, she's a scammer. She's just here to drink the champagne. She told me. And I'm like, is she breathing? Because if she's breathing, she's fair game. And you need to make her change that, and you need to make something happen, right? Because if she told you that, that doesn't necessarily mean that's the truth. Women aren't going to get down on their knees and say, oh, please, please pick me. Oh, please. They're not going to do that. These are very proud, wonderful women. No, they're not going to do that, guys. And you don't want them to do that. You want this to be a dance. You want this to be, a courtship and have all that. This should be a healthy, regular relationship. You're not here to rescue anybody. No one's here to rescue you. This is just a nice thing. So keep all that in mind.
Join men from all over the world as they take a trip and find their future brides. You too can experience the romantic adventure of a lifetime. Check out our website at
mymailorderbride.com.
If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Then click on the notice bell to get notified every time we add something new.